question paper. Good evening, everybody. So we are back again, and we will continue with one question paper today. And after that, most probably we will go to the Viva section. So question paper number 17. Today we will do question paper number 17, 17. See, I'm just like I told you before also in previous classes, I'm doing question papers at random so that some or the other question paper will have some new situation, so that we cover up all the 13 situations which are relevant to your exam, right? So today we will do question paper number 17, and in this you will find that we will go through some new situations which we have not done before. Okay, question paper number 17. When you look at question paper number 17, we see that our aircraft identification is IT 7880. On the previous occasion also we had the same call sign IT. IT now we will recollect from memory that IT is Kingfisher. So we say we are flying, or we are the pilot in command of Kingfisher 7880. This is the flight number 7880, and the airline name is Kingfisher. IT. IT stands for Kingfisher, and the call sign also is Kingfisher. So when you call the examiner, you will call him by the call sign of Kingfisher 7880. Your departure aerodrome is VIDP. That means you are departing from the VI, that is Delhi FIR, DP, that is Delhi. DP and Delhi view are identification or call sign. Anyway, VIDP is Delhi, you're departing from Delhi, and your destination aerodrome is VABB. That is VA is again Mumbai FIR. Then we are flying from Delhi to Mumbai. From Delhi to Mumbai. It's a training flight, and we have only VHF on board. And type of aircraft again here today is Airbus, and level is again 320, 32,000 feet. Route is overflying VAAH. So actually the network segment route for you in this particular case is you are overflying VAAH. If you have any doubts regarding AH, we will discuss that in the chart when we look at the chart. For the moment of time, you know one thing, that VA is Mumbai FIR. So you are flying over a station from Delhi to Mumbai in such a way that you come over the station in a Mumbai FIR, which is AH. Now, alternate also is VAH. So your alternate is very much on your route segment, the regular route which will follow from Delhi to Mumbai, that will also contain your alternate. Of course, sometimes you have seen that alternate can lie to the port or starboard of your selected route or the route on which you are flying. But sometimes the alternate can come on the route segment itself, neither to the left port or neither to the right starboard side, but on the route itself. In this case also, the alternate is on the route itself, that is VAAH. Anyway, now we'll proceed to the question paper and we'll see what the question paper has to say. Question number one. Question number one, you have started up one engine that ATC calls you. Answer the call and take action as per the situation which has arisen. So you have started up one engine. I mean, you have not started both the engines. You have started one out of the two engines which you are having. You started one engine. That is when the ATC calls you. Okay, answer the call. So you must reply to the ATC and ask the reason why the call came and take action as per the situation which is arisen. So first, you should call back the ATC and tell him to go ahead, and then the ATC will tell you something of the reason for which the ATC has called you. And as per that situation which has come regarding this, you will take the action. Okay, ATC calls you. Now, see, first of all, we must analyze our location. Where is our location in this case? We must see that we are in Delhi. We are in Delhi. And in Delhi, where you are, of course, you have started up one engine. That means you are very much on the ground. Maybe you are on the stand. You are not even taxiing. You are just on the stand. When you are on the stand, and that is when the ATC calls you. So when you are on the stand in Delhi, the ATC, who can call you? But very obvious that the ground can call you, because the SMC is in your contact when you start up your engines, when you request startup, or otherwise when you taxi also. That is when SMC is available at that station. So in this case, you are in Delhi and the ATC calls you and you have just started your engine. That very obvious that you must be in contact with the ground, Delhi ground. So we don't know why the Delhi ground has called us. So just carry on. Now we'll carry on with the, we'll look at the answer, what the answer is to say. See, Delhi ground, Kingfisher, change the call sign here, Kingfisher 7880. In your case, in your question paper, it is 7880. So Delhi ground, Kingfisher 7880, go ahead. Go ahead. Now, the reply came, Kingfisher 7880 contact dispatch. The ATC is telling you to contact dispatch. Whose dispatch? Your dispatch department. Your dispatch in this case will be Kingfisher dispatch. Of course, like I told you in the previous classes 2-3 days back, that all the airlines have a dispatch department which looks after in the interest of the particular airline. Like we had one dispatch department who had informed you, I think it was Indigo, when you were flying Indigo on aircraft you were flying in some question paper. In that the dispatcher informed you that there is bad weather on so and so flight level. You go to so and so flight level, descend to so and so flight level. Remember, so the dispatch can always work in your interest. Your department can work in your interest, can give you some information which is useful to you. Okay, in any matter. So here the ATC is calling you and telling you that kindly contact your dispatch department. It wants to talk to you for some reason. So you said changing to dispatch Kingfisher 7880. Okay, I am switching over or I'm changing now. I'm going to communicate with the dispatch department. Changing to dispatch Kingfisher 7880. After that, he is not telling you go to the next question. So he expects you to call the dispatch department. So that's what you did. Kingfisher dispatch Kingfisher 7880. Kingfisher dispatch Kingfisher 7880. First, the identification of the station being called. Whom you are calling? You are calling Kingfisher dispatch and your own call sign. What is your call sign? Kingfisher 7880. So Kingfisher dispatch Kingfisher 7880. The moment you said this, you got a reply from your dispatch department. They are saying message from commercial. Message from commercial. A DGR package has been loaded. Not sure of clearance. Not sure of clearance. What they are telling you, the dispatch department is telling you that we have got a message from the commercial department that a DGR package has been loaded. Not sure of clearance. That means we have loaded a package on your aircraft, or you can say a cargo, a type of cargo in your aircraft. On that, we have a sign which is a DGR package. That means something like we have labeled it a DGR package. The labeling on that package is the DGR. The identification is a DGR. A DGR is written on the package for identification of the package. Has been loaded. That means it has been put on your aircraft. Not sure of clearance. That means we are not sure whether it is cleared by the security, whether the security has undergone the security check. Now, no, in good olden times, we didn't have even frisking. Frisking, that is the security check of the passengers or crew members. Long years back, 2-3 decades back, we had no such thing as, the security check of police and by police even for passengers or baggage long back. Why? It was so because we had we didn't have this, that time these things like terrorism and all that, bombing and all this had not developed. So when these things developed gradually, the government has framed a policy for the security check of the passengers boarding the aircraft and also the cargo which is being loaded in the aircraft. The cargo which is accompanied by the passengers or otherwise which is not accompanied by the passenger but directly loaded in the baggage compartment. All this cargo is checked through scanners for any explosive or any detonator, anything which may detonate in the air. So security check rather is done nowadays. Okay. So they are saying, we are loaded a package on your aircraft, but we are not very sure that it has gone through the security clearance. Okay, a DGR package. So no pilot in command of any aircraft will take off in an aircraft which is not security checked. Any one passenger missing for some reason or any, although it is sounds very absurd that a passenger will be left out without security check. It is not possible practically. Even then, we take no chances. Nobody should be, not a single person should be left without security, or not a single small baggage pack of any type should be boarded on an aircraft without the security being done or security check. So here there was some confusion on the part of, or some doubt on the part of the commercial department that a package has been loaded in Kingfisher 7880, that is your aircraft, which has not really gone through the security check. So the pilot in command should not take the risk of flying or taking off with an aircraft which is loaded with the not security cleared baggage. Okay, we must, because we don't know what it may contain. Okay, for to be cautious, we must not take the, or rather for the looking into the safety of the passengers and crew members or the aircraft itself, we must not take the risk of departing without the security check of each and every baggage and passenger, right? So immediately the pilot in command, as expected, he took the initiative. What he said? Switching off engine. Switching off engine, the package is to be offloaded and confirmed for the DGR clearance. So what the pilot in command is telling, He's telling that switching off engines. He had one engine on. As I told you, it is given in the question paper. One engine was on. So he has to switch off the engine. The package has to be offloaded. See, you must be knowing as per your regulations which you study, that whenever the passengers are boarding or deboarding, or whenever the cargo is being loaded or unloaded in an aircraft, or whenever the fueling is done or defueling of an aircraft is done, at all such times the engine should be switched off. The engine should not be on. It should be switched off. For some reason, if the engines are on, then they should be switched off immediately if these activities are taking place. Loading, unloading of cargo, embarkation, disembarkation of passengers, or fueling or defueling of the aircraft. So now here, you know that the package has to be offloaded. It is the cargo has to be removed from your aircraft. So the engine has to be switched off. So that's what you are doing as per the regulations. You are following the regulation procedure. You are switching off the engine. Immediately the ATC replied to you. Immediately the commercial department or the dispatch department replied to you, Roger. Okay, but this conversation was between you and your dispatch department, that the ATC must now be informed for this, because the ATC is given you startup clearance. That is when you started one engine. So if you switch off one engine, the ATC will be worried. Why you switch off the engine? Why are you delaying your departure? Because he must be now ready to give you taxi clearances also after startup. So the ATC may get may not have an idea of what is the communication between you and the dispatch department. So the moment your dispatch department communication is over, immediately you will contact the ground SMC of Delhi and tell him, Delhi ground Kingfisher 780, switching off engines for rechecking of a cargo package. So in fact, you will switch off the engines after informing the ATC. Okay, why? Because the ATC has given you startup. So once you give you startup, why are you switching off the engines? So you must inform the ATC switching off engines for rechecking of a cargo package. No need to tell him the whole story that our commercial department has called us and he's telling we are not sure of their security clear. No need to tell him the whole story. Just tell him, I want to recheck a cargo package. The reply you got from the ATC was, Kingfisher 780, revise your RPL. Revise your RPL. He is telling you revise your RPL. What is RPL? The abbreviation list which I gave you, the abbreviation list I gave you two. One in the part 1 notes itself, in which I had tick mark, and I gave you another yesterday. I told you the page numbers of the abbreviation list for in Viva part 2 also. So you will find the abbreviation of RPL in that. Actually, the abbreviation RPL is an abbreviation. The full form of RPL is repetitive flight plan. Repetitive flight plan. Okay, repetitive flight plan. That is the abbreviation full form for this RPL. Now, what do you mean by repetitive flight plan? I'll tell you very fast, quickly. I'll tell you. Actually, repetitive, the very word itself contains the answer. Repetitive means again and again it is being repeated. Okay, again and again. Whatever things you say is repeated must be having the same values, or majority of the thing must be having the same values. Okay. Now, repetitive flight plan, actually, the scheduled operators, scheduled aircraft, mostly what happens, they don't have to fill up the flight plan every day and every day. What do? We fill a block flight plan. We fill a block flight plan, or you can say a repeat. It's the one same thing. You call it a repetitive flight plan or a block flight plan. Is being filled and given to the ATC. Suppose for 1 week or for maybe 10 days, we give a plan to the ATC and we indicate the call sign of the aircraft. Well, scheduled aircraft, every day it will take off from 8 o'clock, maybe from Delhi to Mumbai. Every day it will take off. Any airline, as per their schedule, they will fill the flight plan in block. From this date to this date, departure this date, estimating so and so time, everything will remain fixed, except sometimes the pilot in command may change, or sometimes the aircraft call sign also may change, because sometimes we have some other aircraft available. So only those values will change. Apart from that, everything will remain same. So repetitive flight plans can be filled to the ATC and given to the ATC once. And for that, you will not get the FIC ready. Suppose you filled a repetitive flight plan for 1 week. That in 1 week you will flying every day from Mumbai to Delhi. 8 o'clock you will leave, and 11 o'clock every day you will reach there. So for 1 week you gave it. Delhi you will do that. But at the same time, what you will appreciate is that is crew member will change. So that is to be updated, and your departure time will remain same. Arrival time will remain same. Flight levels will remain same. Okay, your endurance will remain same. Fuel consumption will remain same. only number of passengers will change, but it is not interested. ATC is interested only in number of passengers, not the who is traveling. Okay, they are not interested in the name of the passengers, only the number. So repetitive flight plan, when you fill and give to the ATC, they will not give you ADC and FIC numbers for 1 week at the same day. No. Although the flight plan for 1 week they will take, but every day at that particular time before your departure, maybe 10-15 minutes before that, they will give you the FIC ADC number for that day. For that day, every day you will get fresh FIC ADC number for that flight. You will not get FIC ADC numbers in advance because we don't know the traffic every day, what time it is changing. So latest traffic, as per latest traffic, the FIC ADC numbers are allotted. Okay, right. Now he said revise your RPL. Revise your RPL. In RPL, actually, what you will revise? You will revise your departure time in this case. Why departure time? Because every day you are departing at 8 or 9 from, for example, here. But this time you will not, because your flight will be delayed. You switch off the engine, the cargo package will be offloaded. Then again it will be checked for security. Again it will be loaded. Then again you will ask for startup. Again the aircraft will start. It's not the delay. It will delay. Definitely the aircraft will delay. The flight will get delayed. And it gets delayed. Your ATD of that aerodrome is not same. If that is not same, the ETA of the other aircraft is not, other aerodrome is not same, destination is not same. And so a lot of revisions, a lot of amendments rather, revision or amendments has to be done in your RPL. So whatever necessary amendments or revision should be done by you and given to the ATC. That's what they are telling you. The ATC is telling you to do the amendments of ETD and ETA of the next destination and all that in changes you make in your flight plan and give it to the ATC. You said Wilco, Kingfisher 7880. Now this question did not contain much of, you can say, situations or otherwise we don't say it really contain any situation. But when you go to the next question, you will see that, now just unmute yourself somebody and tell me what time you will put in question number 1A, what time in the log sheet, question number 1A, not 1A, sorry, question number 1. What time you will put? Can somebody tell me what time in the log sheet you will put here? Yes, please tell me. Anybody fast. What time you will put in the log sheet?
0215.
0215.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? He is saying 0215. Okay. Anybody else will take the initiative and give me a reply? Fast. We are running short of time. See, the maximum thing you may be wrong. Na? That's not a crime to be wrong. Okay. It's okay. Unless you are wrong, you will not learn. So you take the initiative at least. Give me a reply, a spontaneous reply. What time you will put in the log sheet? Come out with it. Tell me.
So just before 0215.
Just before 0215.
Because it's
Why
a
before?
time of engine start, no? It's a time of engine starting.
Yeah. It's not time of engines. We are not actually the flight does not start when the engine starts.
Yes,
you
sir.
may start the engine. You may start the engine and keep it on for half an hour to warm up the engine.
Yes, sir.
That is not actually it is for the. Have you ever heard? Your aim is, I'm surprised. You have never heard block to block and chalk to chalk. Chalk of time. Yes, somebody is telling chalk of time. So that is the time when you remove the chalks and start taxiing. First moment for taxiing moment. That is when the flight starts actually. Till the time and the destination when you come to rest and the chalks are fixed to the aircraft. That is the final conclusion time of the flight. All right. Not when you start the engines. Okay. Okay. Somebody said 2:15. Somebody said before 2:15. And somebody is saying 2:45. Now why 2:45? Tell me why 2:45? That means all of you are not actually looking at the question paper. Look at the question paper very carefully and tell me. It is given in the question paper itself.
Yes, sir. Departure time is 2:15. An engine is
250.
started before 215.
Yes, but when you really left, that was 35. You can see here ATD 350305.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll write actual talk of time, of course, chalk off time, of course. See, you started. I am also, I agreed with you. I wholeheartedly agree what you are saying. 215. 215, you started engines. Agreed. Okay. When you started engines, then the dispatch called you and told you that there is a the security is not cleared for one package. You said, okay, switching off engine. Then you told the ATC, okay, I'm switching off engine. ATC, okay, switch off the engine. Then you switch off the engine. Then the package was offloaded, right? Then the security check was done. And after that security check, then package was again loaded. Then again you asked for startup. Then you started. Then really you started texting to go. And that was the 35. Okay. 030. They've given you. Why are you using so much of why are you taking so much of tension to create calculate the time? They have given you ATD 03. The only thing funny what they've done is ATD they get instead of giving you in the first question like always. So you have developed a habit that ATD agar dekhna hai, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो ATD will be always in first question somewhere there down they will write. No, WPC can be very funny sometimes. They can sometimes give you ATD in the third question. They can write it anywhere on getting, see, on the second question number 2, actually, which you have not done yet. Below that, they wrote ATD 0305. So as per WPC, although I also personally don't agree, as per WPC, 25 minutes are enough for communication, transmission, reception, and reading the paper as well. If you start reading the paper and waste your time, you will not get time to transmit. That we know. But the WPC does not accept that logic. They say 25 minutes are more than enough to read the paper, go through it, and transmit. So very fast you should go through the paper. Actually, it takes not even a minute, and you should go through very fast. If you had gone through the paper when I started, when I was on question number 1, you all focused on question number 1. Nobody except went through the entire question. Nobody can go also. The time is very less. But that is what is expected from you in the exam, that you must be very fast. See, they've given ATD here 03. So as per them, the whole delay was for 45 minutes here, 45 and 50. 50 minutes your flight got delayed actually. 50 minutes you must have got delayed here. 50 minutes. That means 100% sure FIC, ADC, everything must have left. You would have taken fresh FIC, ADC. That is all understood. But you departed really at 0305. So again, although it is given in question number 2, departure time is given in, but this actually is the time for the first question, because this is when you departed. Okay, this is when you departed. You have stood up and then you are read after this dealing with this situation here in question number 1. As per dealing with this situation, then you departed, and really when you departed, it was 0305. Okay. Now question number 2. Question number 2, on getting airborne, you experience wind shear. On getting airborne, you experience wind shear. Now, see, on getting airborne, that means you have taken off. You have taken off. Now you have left Delhi. You have left Delhi. They are not saying at what level you are. Remember one question paper in which said you are airborne at flight level 60 and you experience the flaps are stuck. In that they had given the flight level. Here they have not given the flight level. So getting airborne, that means you have just taken off. You have taken off. That means you are on the takeoff path. Takeoff path, you are somewhere. You experience wind shear. Now anybody very fast, because again we are running short of time. Anybody can tell me what is shear? Forget wind, not wind, only shear. What is shear? What do you mean by shear? Now don't give me that definition which the AMEs have in the two plates and all that. Not that. It is not that. I've been hearing that definition for AMEs for last 15 to 17 years in all my colleges in India, wherever I go. They say that is the something between two plates. They start explaining. No, not that. Shear is not that here. Okay, it's not in that context here. What is shear? And definitely not that, because here it is wind shear, something to do with wind. Shear. Have you ever heard the word shear? SHEAR, shear. Have you ever? Do you know the meaning of shear in English? Shear. Shear means what?
Shear means friction, sir. Friction.
Shear means friction. Shear means friction. But you're not talking about those two plates and all the definition of the technical definition.
Yes, sir.
No. It means friction, but here it is in a different context. Okay. Anyway, you are not very close and not very far. Anyway, so now I'll tell you what it is. Actually, actually, wind shear is a very rare phenomenon of associated or linked with meteorology. It's a meteorological phenomenon because wind, we are saying wind shear. We are not just saying plain shear. Shear means, of course, some friction somewhere. Okay, this is wind shear. Wind shear. When we talk about wind shear, I told you you have to study a little bit of meteorology also here. So as per meteorology, when we say wind shear has occurred, we say wind shear said to occur when two opposite air masses, that means opposite air masses. Suppose one direction of wind is 090, opposite direction for that is obviously 270. Opposite of 090 is 270. If one direction of wind is 090, if the other direction is 270, in opposite direction, whenever the wind are when two different, not one, but two different air masses, when they travel opposite to each other, and they cross each other, one condition, they must cross each other. Second condition is at different speed. Suppose one out of that one wind mass is having a speed of say 60 or say 50 knots per hour. One wind mass is 50 knots per hour. The other must be some other value, must be at 30 or 40 or 20, anything, but not 50. So here what we said, two wind masses in opposite direction with different speeds, two masses with different speed, when they cross each other, when they cross one wind mass over the other, when they cross or opposite to each other, when we cross each other or cut each other, then the cutting effect between these two air masses, the cutting effect of wind is produced between two air masses. Again, I'll go through it. Two air masses or masses of winds, two masses, not one and not three, two air masses in opposite direction. The first condition, wherever in the world, whenever two air masses cross each other, they're crossing each other in opposite directions at different speeds, will produce a wind shear. That is the cutting effect of it. Now you can imagine this, you link yourself with the wind shear. Suppose you are flying at some altitude, or suppose some say whatever level you are flying, and you experience a wind shear. So what you are actually experiencing in your aircraft, one half of the aircraft, nose to tail, one half of the aircraft will experience a wind mass or a wind speed in one way, and the other mass, because again opposite from tail to, one wind mass is flowing from head to tail, another one is traveling from tail to head. This is a very rare phenomenon of the nature. When this thing happen and you get entangled in between these two air masses, you will get a cutting effect, slicing effect, because one will try to take you back, another will try to take you front. Half of you will try to go back, half of you will try to go front. That half of you is the aircraft, of course, aircraft body. It will produce a cutting effect on your aircraft, and that can result in severe structural damage. But as I told you, Mother Earth is very kind to us. Sometimes it has given us some concessions on this. How was that? Wind shear is supposed to be very, very strong, or you can say of a greater extent in strength as you come closer to the Earth. As you go away from the Earth, or that means as you gain altitude, the effect of wind also gets lesser and lesser. I told you all the parameters of meteorology: temperature, pressure, humidity, winds, clouds, density, moisture, anything you name of meteorology, everything will keep on decreasing little by little as you go up. All the things will come increase as you come down. When you come closer to the Earth, all meteorological phenomena will increase. When you go away from the Earth up, all the phenomena will decrease. So is the wind. Wind also is one of the meteorological phenomena. As you go up little bit, up, more up, at higher levels, practically there is no wind shear effect, because there is no wind. When there is no wind, or if the wind is there also, suppose more roll level, suppose you are flying at 10,000, 15,000, you may experience, or 30,000, you may experience wind, but they will not be so strong. When they are not so strong, even if they are in opposite direction, the cutting effect, the wind shear effect produced by such high level winds will be not very dangerous for you, because it will hardly give you any chances of structural damage. But when you come down, if the wind masses are very great in strength, one flowing at about 100 nautical miles per hour, another opposite to is 120 nautical miles per hour, because temperature, pressure, humidity, density, all these meteorological phenomena are present more and more closer to the earth and lesser as you go up. So effect of wind shear is maximum as you come down, and as you go up, this wind shear effect will do. But maximum effects of wind shear can be dangerous to two types of phases of flight. That is on approach. When you are approaching to land, that is on the landing path, on the approach path, landing path. If you experience a wind shear, it can be very dangerous, or you experience a wind shear on the takeoff path. Definitely, you will get a strong, very strong wind shear on the takeoff path, because you have just taken on very close to the earth. And on the approach or landing path, when you are about to land, very close to the earth again, you may experience a wind shear which is very strong. Otherwise, if you are not on the land and takeoff path, you are straight and level on a very great altitude, you may experience wind shear, but that is of a very mild intensity. Mild intensity. So we are not worried about this wind shear. We never even count them. But wind shears of a high intensity will be experienced very close to the earth, and little bit more if you go up. Not very high and not very low, somewhere in medium. Then you will maybe experience wind shears which are not really very dangerous, but not very safe also. You may lose a lot of altitude when you experience wind shear, because of loss of the proper aerodynamics won't be there. Proper aerodynamic reactions won't be there on your lifting surfaces. So you may experience a wind shear there, but that is on medium intensity. Medium intensity also is not harmful. High intensity is harmful. That is very close to the earth if you are there. But as I told you, it is one of the rarest and very rare meteorological phenomenon. Sometimes in so many 100 years or some, it may occur, and where it will occur, nobody knows. All of a sudden it is there. All of a sudden it may shift from there. Wind shears don't keep on occurring at the same place for a long duration of time. It's a meteorological phenomenon. Because of some disbalance in nature, this can take place somewhere because of some wind shifting, mass is shifting somewhere. It can take place at some. That's your luck if you get it. Okay. Wind shears are potentially very dangerous at low levels. They are not very dangerous at medium levels or high levels. All right. So whenever you experience wind shear, you cannot do anything about it except take a corrective action. When you realize you are into a wind shear, you immediately try to turn left or right or climb or whatever to avoid. Don't try to fly into the wind shear more deep, because it will only give you say bad aerodynamics, and the aircraft may have severe structural damage. So mostly we try to avoid it, but it will come without a warning. It will come all of a sudden. But when we realize we are into a wind shear, we always try to get out of the wind shear. All right. But it is always good, it is, you can say, the duty of the pilot in command of any aircraft which experiences a wind shear. Suppose you have experienced a wind shear, as a pilot, it's your duty to report this wind shear to the ATC. Why are you reporting this wind shear to the ATC? You report this wind shear to the ATC so that when you tell this to the ATC, what the ATC will do, it will update it in the database. It will put in the database. See, so and so aircraft was there at so and so time, at so and so level, so and so location. He experienced a wind shear. So be careful. Other aircraft which are flying in that area will now fly with caution, with fear and caution. They will take some correct, because they don't know that somebody is already experienced wind shear. So this area is not very safe just now. So they'll be cautious. Although we are not saying that the wind shear is waiting for them next to come. No, I told you, it may shift and go away. It may not be there. One may experience it, doesn't mean the second also will experience it. But if when one experiences and shares the experience of the wind shear, the others can really benefit in some way or the other. They will just keep cautious. That's all. So on getting airborne, so in this situation, you will see what we are going to transmit. What we'll rejoin again. We'll rejoin again.